some peace of mind. But TikTok said a gator drove a Jeep through the blinds. Florida man's at it again with fireworks and a goat. And someone married a ghost in a Dollar Tree coat. Hey, what in the Walmart rapture is going on? Aliens dancing in a Waffle House song. Karen's got a taser in the checkout line. And Dr. Oz just adopted birds to fight off crime. Oh, I'm just sitting here scrolling my jaw on the floor. The internet's a circus and I can't take no more. Yeah, when it's wildin', there's a raccoon in the sink. Someone robbed a Wendy's just to steal a frosty drink. A pastor's gone viral yelling about the end is near, while folks ride hoverboards in wedding gear. Yeah, what in the Walmart rapture is this mess? Florida's a movie, but it's filmed in VHS. Someone fed meth to a squirrel named Dave, and now he's in a cage just throwing rave. I'm just
Y'all, good morning. I honestly, it has been a long evening. I have found out that I am resistant to those like musical things that are supposed to put you to sleep that are free on YouTube. I mean, now according to the comments, they work for other people. They do not work for me, which is upsetting as an insomniac. But no, those, like, audio things that are supposed to be at a certain frequency to, like, put you to sleep, no, they annoy me. I doggone it, I wish I wish it would've worked because I mean, according to the comments section, it's working for nearly everyone else. I I will say I woke up to do the headlines this morning, and we're just gonna start out with this, cause y'all we start out with this headline and go forward.
The G keep its grove, thou glowing shrine of thirst traps, scams, and dollar signs. We chant in tones both grim and low, for virtue fled a long time ago. Kyrie eleison, Christe descendat, final form Jesus return in wrath. With six-pack listening, sword in hand, he cometh swift to cleanse the land.
My Look, I am sure Ryan Gosling is a nice guy, but and I know I shouldn't carry, like, residual resentment, uh, for The Notebook, but the fact that, again, The Notebook look, I have never watched The Notebook. I am firmly against Nicholas Sparks movies. They never end well. They either die, they decide to sail off into a storm. Night in Rodanthe, I'm looking at you. Walk to Remember. Oh, they change their lives. They get happy. Oh, she has cancer and she dies. Like, no, Nicholas Sparks, I'm on to you, you ass. No. It's the same reason I won't watch Marley and Me. It's the same reason that I feel like they should remake Turner and Hooch, where, let's be honest, Tom Hanks passes away and Hooch goes on to have a storied career. Just saying. So I've watched Blade Runner 2049, but Ryan Gosling annoys me. I don't know. It's not his fault. It's not like he wrote The Notebook, but he just annoys me. I feel bad. I can imagine myself in Hollywood, and I'm meeting all these famous people. I just go up to Ryan Gosling and I'm like, "Screw you for The Notebook," and just walk away. And I'm like and then I have to walk back and I'm like, "Look, sir, I know you are probably a super nice guy, um, but screw The Notebook." I know. The Turner and Hooch. I Uh, actually, I generally watch Ostrom or old documentaries about WW2 or, Mayday air disasters. Again, a therapist would have a field day as to why listening to, intense recreation and investigation of airplane tragedies, relaxes me. I don't know. Things that don't relax me. Now, we'll get to the article, but why are his nipples not level? I mean, you buy the fake bazoombas. I'm guessing he probably spent $40 on these fake knockers, and the nipples aren't even level. I mean, I feel like I'd be pissed off if I'd spent a good $70 on some fake bazoombas and they weren't even level. I mean, they're fake. You'd at least get them. You'd think you'd get them to be level. I mean, they're not real. 'Cause here, they're even more lopsided. I mean, okay, but he's taken the picture. He should know where his fake nipples are. I don't know why I'm outraged that they're not level. That's my big upsetness. I mean, honest to God, after J. Edgar Hoover, I'm surprised more people in government aren't just, waving their freak flag. These photos that allegedly show Kristi Noem's husband, Byron, wearing comically oversized lopsided breasts, complete with, well, lopsided nipples, uh, to female members of an online fetish community. Okay, women who are into this, I'm gonna need you to explain it. Now, again, look, I am not gonna shame you for your kink. I am just confused. You have boobs attached to you. Like, it's the joke I make to all the, female Asian bots that slide into my DMs. I'm like, "Oh, no, I have a pair of boobs at home in a jar in my closet. I don't need you." It I Ladies, you have a pair of boobs at home. Why do you wanna see a dude with boobs who looks slightly like Hugh Laurie in drag? I mean, I am confuserated. I'm telling you, this has gone beyond tough wank to impossible wank for me. Other ladies, I guess, have at it. Now, the Daily Mail obtained hundreds of messages purportedly sent between the former Secretary of Homeland Security's husband and three women who are involved in the so called bimbofication fetish scene. Okay, the internet was a bad idea. The internet was a bad idea. You know what? If we had just stuck with graphing calculators, the worst that would have happened is we would have kept to type in boobs in there. But no, the internet happened, and this is what we end up with. What in the name of tiny baby Jesus is going on? I no idea. Now, the kinky community involves people injecting their bust with freakishly large amounts of saline in pursuit of a Barbie doll-like appearance. Now, the pictures show the South Dakota insurance mogul. You're in safe hands with Allstate. His chest, not only. Have you ever thought about boobs as auto insurance? Like, who needs life bags when you've got them things? Now, he does share 3 children with Kristi Noem, and he's clad in pink hot pants and a tight flesh-colored crop top stuffed with enormous balloons made to look like massive cockeyed breasts. I I I feel like something has gone terribly wrong. No, no computer. For the love of Cheetos. We will not be dealing with this. Mr. Mo said I need to get out of my comfy chair in order to let him look at my computer. Um, and I was like, "Okay." So I do have to actually, we will probably not be going as late this evening just because, okay, come on, computer. Come on, camera. You can do it. Yes, we've got it. Okay, come back. Come back to me. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. All right. No. Oh, there we go. Fine. Yeah, but he did pass his certification, so he is lightly playing hooky, getting me more gummy nerds and and I you know, God bless the freakish weirdness of human sexuality. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me, but, yeah, I am glad that we're not getting any moose knuckle action. Like, the most I mean, it's odd to see boobs doing that when you're not lying down in bed. Like, I mean, because that's what happens to natural boobs when you lay down. I mean, one goes here and one goes here. They do not stay up here, but it's weird to see it on a dude. What is this timeline? Christy Gnome, swear to God, you killed a puppy. You spent $2,000 to play Pocahontas of Department of Human Services. I mean, and now your husband's wearing balloons as huge knockers. I mean, at this point, I would move to Guam and hope it tips over. Uh, now God dang it. Now, according to people, this could be, used as opposition, information for other countries. Uh, eh, this is their wedding picture. I mean, did honestly, the fact that they aren't a flippin' Flapjack Snapped episode yet, with this being their wedding picture, although now I definitely need to get a bridal cowgirl hat. Like, I did not know this was a thing. I did not know this was an option. But now I definitely need a bridal cowgirl hat just to wear to Walmart of a Wednesday. Now, Noam has addressed the shocking photos in a statement to the Post, saying she is devastated and that her family has been blindsided. You weren't confused when the man kept going through balloons like he had a, I don't know, a water balloon addiction? Like, you didn't get confused when he kept buying water balloons and y'all never had a party? I just can't. What in the name of giblets and hot sauce? Y'all, a Texas judge has ordered an attorney to appear in court after criticizing the magistrate for berating an IT worker in a viral video. For the love of all that is unholy. A Texas judge who was caught belittling an IT worker in a now viral video has ordered an attorney who demanded he apologize over his conduct to appear in court. Sir, judge, come here, come here. I'm gonna give you some advice. Now, you look to be of the age, let's go back here, to where you might understand the reference, the Streisand effect. Now, you might also understand the contemporaneous, reference to the Afro Man effect. You were a douche canoe, and now you're bringing in someone who noticed that you were being a total douche in to reprimand them. This is not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go, sir. Attorney James Sanford, recalled seeing Harris County Judge, Nathan Milliron's outburst on Reddit, where the magistrate talked down a technician who had been helping him with a computer issue. Now, this is according to the pair's email exchange that has been obtained by local Houston media. Quote, I hope you issue him an apology for the way you treated him, Stanford wrote. I hope you are just having a bad day and that this is not your typical judicial temperament. Have a good weekend. Now, in response, Mill Iron accused the lawyer of ex parte communication and ordered him to appear before his court. This is not going to go the way you think it is, Judge. Now, ex parte communication occurs when one party in a legal proceeding contacts a judge without the other party's knowledge, according to the outlet. Now, you probably shouldn't be communicating with a judge ex parte on his judicial email address, Mill Iron wrote. As an officer of the court, you are ordered to appear before this court on April 10th, 2026 at 8 a.m. to discuss this further. Potentially criminal made some salient points, the foremost being that the staff works for the clerk of courts. They are not subordinates of any judge. This judge doesn't understand that. Absolutely. And the lawyer, if he doesn't have any cases against this judge, isn't precluded um, because at the base of it, he is a citizen who can comment on judicial behavior. Him being a lawyer, as long as he doesn't have any cases in his court, I don't think would be you know, a barrier. Now, the attorney fired back in a follow-up email arguing that he had no cases in your court. Thus, this is not an ex parte, but merely a voter exercising one freedom of speech concerning what some would consider offensive decorum in your court. Now, Stafford told ABC 13 he will not appear before Mill Iron, insisting his email calling out the judge's behavior does not qualify as ex parte communication. Now, Mill Iron has landed in hot water weeks earlier after a viral video showed him losing his cool on an IT staffer who was trying to help him fix an audio problem in his court. When this worker informed him that the issue had been resolved, Mill Iron became visibly irritated as the staffer referred to the problem as a false alarm. In an attempt to lighten the mood, the IT technician called it a false negative, prompting Mill Iron to curtly thank him before ordering him out of the courtroom. Now, after the technician left, Mill Iron ordered someone off camera to find his supervisor. Oh, hell no. Sir, the fact that you are demonstrating a need to retaliate means that you don't have judicial temperament that I like. And we have every right as voters to realize if you have the character within you, if you feel slighted, that you retaliate. We don't want you being a judge because you're supposed to be impartial. If one of the lawyers pisses you off, we have no guarantee that that's not going to color how you do a great number of things that could affect people's very real lives. So no, and their freedom. So no, I'm gonna need you to put your big girl panties on and take the sand out of your vag and get the hell over it. Now, he then also said, well, Jesus Christ, I'm sick and tired of this bullshit today. Now, as the first video continued to make rounds online, a second clip emerged Tuesday showing Mill Iron losing his temper with a defense attorney mid-hearing in another tense courtroom exchange. Let me see if I can pull this up on X, and then we can see this. Garfield and Friends. Yes, that is my thinking song. I don't know why it is my my thinking song, but that is in fact my thinking song. The Garfield and Friends song. It helps me concentrate, which is I can't even explain why that is. Like I said, it's therapist would have a field with me.
5 seconds. 1 second. You don't have to go far. You're disjoined. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Okay. False alarm.
No, it wasn't a false alarm.
Oh my God. Did we make sure that he's not related to that lawyer that we covered yesterday? Because I'm seeing some relation in that little phone flip. Oh, hell no. And the chicken neck. Check this judge's testosterone. It seems like he has a uterus because that is some bitchy damn behavior. Look, as a woman, I can tell you he is premenstrual.
Okay. False alarm.
No, it wasn't a false alarm.
Okay, he is on day 1. He has done soak through a tampon. Look, look, we are gonna give, bless his heart, we have all been there, ladies. You know, he wore white khakis in, he done bled through. Bless his heart. Sweetie, we're gonna give you a pass. We're gonna send you some Midol. Um, on a serious note, do not send this judge any Midol. That's a joke. If you do that, that's considered a crime. I can say things that are funny. Do not do them.
False negative. Sorry.
Don't joke around. I'm serious about this. It was happening
I understand.
again.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I am perfectly aware that most of the time, 999% of the time, when my computer is acting up, it is a personal user issue. I completely appreciate every single person who helps me with my computer because it is not a skill I have. And this is the kind of, you wanna know the measure of a person, because I tell my kiddos this all the time. I say, you treat every single person the same way, with respect, with, the fact that they were made by God just like you. It's really interesting to see the way a person behaves to people they think that they are, above. And this person, he is not a good judge. Like, get him, he should not even be judging the people's court.
I understand. I'm just saying I can't see it, sir.
We're good. Thank you. Get out of my court.
Did he just put his hand to no. Oh, hell no.
Room. Find his supervisor. Jesus Christ.
Sick and tired of this bullshit today.
Howdy, hi. I'm from Human Resources. It looks like on your complaint form, you said disrespect. I wrote down sand in your vagina. Is there any reason that I should change this on that form? Oh, no. Vote him out. Vote him out. Let's see if we've got the other one where he's going off on freaking people. I could have probably done this yesterwember, but
overlapping stores between the stores outlined.
You're wasting my time this morning.
No, Judge. I mean, we have.
look, you little dingus, you are just pissed off that Judge Fleischer has more viewers and a better suit. You tried to do his hair, but you don't have a chin, and you look like your mom still picks out your outfits. I mean, there is a Stephen King novel somewhere in this man's background, allegedly in Minecraft.
Have an overlapping issue in these two cases.
They don't seem to be that overlapping to me.
Well, we have the same
You
parties.
want to go to Jefferson County because you want Jefferson County jury.
No, I mean, Judge, we're the defendants in the case.
No.
We're
Okay.
they're the plaintiffs. We haven't filed either one of these cases. They filed this case
Lien abatement
first.
is denied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We filed a proposed order, but I have one here if you
I'll
want.
take it.
Jeff, you want to briefly respond
You
about?
may not.
Well-
This hearing is done.
She's asking for a sanction.
Deputy, remove her from my bench now.
Your Honor, may I speak?
No, you may not.
Oh, I do hope that he breaks his glasses one day. He must have a frequent flyers account at Dr. Tavel's. In fact, the only person he sees more than his mom is his optometrist, not a barber that can see. Because good God, does his barber have glaucoma, or he got some gummies. Sir, the amount of gel and crap you have in your hair to still have these little dangly bits, how does one achieve that? I'm trying to get my extension. Why is it not working? Who knows? The world will never know.
This hearing is over. Jesus Christ, these people today.
Hello, hi. As an unpaid spokesperson for an unofficial, uh, on Earth Metatron, if you will, um, Jesus is out of the building and would not like to be, well, lumped in or associated, even loosely affiliated with this guy. That's all.
Step away. You're about to be cuffed.
Don't put your dreams out there. The universe is not gonna reward smugly. If you want to be cuffed, sir, you have to ask nicely. I'm sure there is a dom around that can deal with your bratty ass. Okay? Ugh. This man does not need to be in front of a courtroom. He needs to be in front of a timeout chair. So yeah, um now, while his conduct has sparked a storm of backlash, his status as an elected judge does shield Mill Iron from disciplinary action by local court administrators. Judge Rebecca Collier, the civil court's administrative judge, has released a statement to the outlet saying that the court is aware of the videos. Now, Collier added that the Civil Trial Division is committed to maintaining a workplace grounded in respect and upholding integrity of judicial process. I'm going to need you to watch those videos again and explain to me where, let's see, integrity, respect, and grounded appeared in your employee. He doesn't have a wife. Check on his mom or his gerbil. Well, yay for belated situational awareness, I guess. Dozens of pipe bombs were discovered in a suburban New York apartment after neighbors heard a series of loud booms for weeks. Well, I guess they finally got to those, disturbance calls. You know, Way to strike at the crack of noon. Police have discovered more than 2 dozen pipe bombs that were inside. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. That were inside a quiet tree-lined block on Monday morning, providing the answer to terrifying booms that neighbors had been hearing for weeks. Again, I it's not like they're in rural Indiana where it's, is someone playing with fireworks or is someone Breaking Bad being terrible at chemistry. I mean, I would think that large amounts of explosions going off in New York would maybe get some sort of daggone attention. I mean, call me crazy. I guess I am just an optimist. Now, cops arrested Raymond Elders, 65, on several charges, including use of weapons of mass destruction, after authorities found 25 completed pipe bombs and explosive making materials at his Odell Avenue apartment. Now, Elders was cuffed following an investigation that was sparked when a police officer spotted mysterious explosive devices near his doorway. Now the cops had been reporting to reports of a possible transformer explosion after a powerful boom, which residents heard multiple times in the recent weeks, shook the neighborhood around 4:30 a.m. Now the device was rendered safe after a shelter-in-place order was placed on the neighborhood. Again, I know New York is supposed to be loud, but how in the name of giblets did like a bunch of pipe bombs go off randomly for weeks and people are like, "You know what? Should we take a gander?" No. I mean, I can understand rural Indiana. Like I really can because look, we all okay, well, my town seems to be entirely populated by that hillbilly neighbor who has all the go boom things. But you would think in New York, if you heard loud explosions, someone would investigate. Now, the alleged explosive fiend had black and blue residue on his hands and was holding a lighter when police took him into custody. So I guess we caught him black and blue handed. Now, surveillance footage obtained by police does capture Elders standing in the middle of the street, lighting a device, then throwing it into the street. Now, he was seen quickly scurrying away with a hooded sweatshirt around his face after the explosion was heard, according to people who have seen the clip. Now, authorities believe that the hoard of explosives may be tied to a neighbor dispute. However, investigators haven't released an official motive yet. Now, during an initial appearance in federal court in White Plains, prosecutors called Elder's crimes the height of recklessness and urged that he could have killed himself or others. Yeah, don't play with pipe bombs. If we learned anything from Uncle Ted Kaczynski, it's that manifestos are hard to write and publish, and you really have to work hard for attention, and don't play with pipe bombs. Now, Elder's defense lawyer told the courtroom that he struggles with addiction problems. Oh, well, that makes it better. He's like, because what's better than a bomber, but a meth bomber? Good Lord. Like, we get twice as many explosives made in once the time. Again, how does this go on for weeks and everyone's like, YOLO, I mean, explosives, it'll be okay. I find myself again saying, have a good day, Satan. You deal with him. An Ohio doctor has been found, well, no longer alive after he was accused of paying a teen girl, 16 years old, with vape pens and cash for, well, child grossness. An Ohio doctor who posed as a sugar daddy online paying teen girls with vape pens and petty cash in exchange for, well, was found dead days before he was to be arraigned for these crimes. Francis K. Curse III, 43, died from he self-deleted, obviously. Now, he was an emergency medicine specialist, and he was due in court for his arraignment in Hamilton County on Tuesday involving his alleged relationship with a 16-year-old girl. He escaped justice the hard way, according to Hamilton County Common Pleas Court Judge Christopher McDowell, who told the court Tuesday morning that the suspected pervert's death was announced. I love how the New York Post is like, well, the guy is dead, but let's just call him a pervert. Allegedly. To the Splenda daddy. 2 vape pens and $15? No, that's not a sugar daddy. That's a cheap ass. Again, Satan, you can deal with him. A Pennsylvania man has been sentenced for, well, unaliving a police informant with a lethal fentanyl dose. Is he going to write a book for like Corey Richins? And dumping his body off a bridge, saying, quote, "It's your last supper." A Pennsylvania man is facing up to 100 years behind bars for brutally beating a police informant and pumping him full of fentanyl, then hurling his body off a bridge. When is this trial starting? Oh, he pled guilty. Well, what in the name of you have all the parole officers is this current style? I mean, you see this man has the secret loss prevention people following him the moment he turns into Walmart. Like, this man doesn't even get out the car before all of the theft prevention agents are on to him. Steve Gaddis, 28, pled guilty Friday to conspiracy to commit third-degree murder. Well, I think he achieved it. I mean, I don't think you come back from a buttload of fentanyl and being beat the hell up and then tossed off a bridge. I could be wrong. aggravated assault, kidnapping, and intimidation of a witness with the 2024 death of 25-year-old Matthew Weissman. Now, Gaddis, along with the victim's own cousins, Alexander and Jeremy Aspner, were arrested in October accused of taking, Weissman's life over his plan to cooperate with police investigating a shooting in Maryland in January. Now, Weissman arrived at a home in East Drummoor Township, about 65 miles west of Philadelphia, on April 3rd, 2024, when Gaddis went through his phone and discovered a message indicating he was working with police. Yeah. Now, Gaddis and the other two men, aged 25 and 17 at the time, then dragged Weissman into a bathroom, beat him senseless before allegedly forcing him to shower to wash away any evidence. The trio then took him to the basement and fed him. When Gaddis allegedly approached Weissman and asked, "How would you feel if this is your last supper?" causing the victim to drop his head and weep. Now, he then allegedly loaded up 2 syringes with fentanyl, and the 3 men forced Weissman to their vehicle and forced him to inject himself with the lethal dose of fentanyl. Now, they allegedly then threw his remains over the bridge. Now, before all of this happened, police say everyone except Gaddis left their phones at home. Now, state police received a missing person report for Weissman in July, and as police looked into his disappearance, a witness told investigators he knew something horrible had happened to Matthew and that Alexander, Gaddis, and Apshner had been responsible. A counselor unfortunately discovered Weissman's remains in August on the bank of a creek near a hiking trail in Cecil County, Maryland. All 3 suspects were charged with 11 offenses in October, including murder, kidnapping to facilitate a felony, and intimidation of a witness. Oh, yeah, this is your typical, we have parole officers starter pack. These are all the people that get followed in the Walmart. Now, Apshner fled to Mayville, South Carolina after Weissman's disappearance, but had already been extradited to Lancaster County on unrelated charges when he was charged with a 25-year-old's death. Alexander Weissman was already locked up in Lancaster County Youth's Intervention Center, and Gaddis was in Chester County Prison. Both of those two were in prisons for unrelated. It's not like they went far. These people have never been even halfway near do right. Speaking of MLS, are you in the chat? Because I feel like this is entrapment. I feel like she was simply testing the safety components of the cop car, and don't say you guys can't hear it, but the person filming this is like, "Don't say shit." I'm over here just confused because I would have stopped my body with my face. Like, there is no way that I am not falling directly face first onto the concrete and injuring myself. Like, gravity is not my friend. It is my greatest nemesis, and it's not gonna help my ridiculous behind against the police. Also, Miss Gogan, seriously, Michigan, what is wrong with you? I say this as Indiana, and we have our own stuff, but Michigan. Okay, now, if I didn't manage to bust my face getting out of the car, this little curb here would have kicked my butt. So, again, how does this happen? How does how in the name of I mean, at this point, MLS, you need to reach out to this woman. We need to represent her. I will be her third party intervener. She was simply trying to play combat Twister uh extreme edition, and the police, being good public servants, were not aware of that. A wild video captured a handcuffed woman wriggling out of a Michigan police cruiser through an open window and dashing away without cops noticing. Again, situational awareness. You guys are like that Spider-Man meme. It was you. You were supposed to be watching the car. The escape artist, who has not yet been publicly identified, was arrested on Saturday afternoon for violating her parole after Muskegon's Heights police officers discovered a vehicle parked at an abandoned building, according to local news. Now, police approached the car and identified the driver, but could not identify the female passenger, according to the outlet. Now, after a fingerprint scanner was used to identify her, cops discovered that she had an outstanding parole violation. You don't say. An outstanding. This woman? Now, she was then cuffed and placed in the back of the patrol vehicle. The now viral video posted to social media then shows the blonde woman in all black clothes just getting out. We have the Tammy trifecta. It is a miraculous day. This is a good omen, chat. Atreyu and Artax will live. I still get sad every time Artax gets left by the depressed turtle. And I know he's going to come back to life. I should not be emotionally invested in a fictional horse. But every time he has to leave Artax, I'm like, no, Atreyu, don't leave your friend. I'm like, depressed turtle, get some Prozac. I'm like, turtle, have you ever thought of booze? Yes, these are the thoughts that really do go through my head. Now, this obviously went unnoticed because the police officer was not aware that he had lost his, detainee until he tapped on the window and found she was gone, sparking a frantic search. Now, the woman remains at large as of Monday afternoon. The Muskegon Heights Police Department did not immediately respond to the post when they, asked, "What the hell, guys?" A resident later reported on Saturday that someone had attempted to break into their home around 4:20. Police believe that it might have been the woman who fled. I mean, if she tried to break in handcuffed, I kind of want to see. I want to see video of that because, I mean, we need like a probation Olympics. I cannot believe. Now, on a more serious note, but to kind of explain to people who aren't into trials, and I have seen several people, I think the quartering did something on this, and I do think that there is a little bit of a disconnect between people who maybe do more topical news and then people who actually watch trials. Because those of us who watch trials know that ballistics information has been a science which has been somewhat, in need of clarification by the courts. It has been somewhat downgraded from a 100% fingerprint-like identification to more likely to be associated with or could be excluded. So the assumption that you would get if you had only had like topical understanding from CSI or forensic files or things like that makes this a bigger issue. Nick, I said this. I said, as of right now, no one has taken up Runkle on his offer. So this isn't as big of news. Also, I think it's important to note that any statements made by the defense are coming from Kathy Nestor, who seemed to have a unique talent for getting facts in an effort to extend grace, which sometimes I don't feel towards Kathy Nestor. She seems to have a unique talent to uniquely be incorrect on facts, whether that is a, misunderstanding on her part of the facts or a misrepresentation with intent. I don't wanna get into, but she does have a tenuous, kind of grasp on getting things correct. Now, lawyers for Tyler Robinson, the man who's alleged to have taken the life of Charlie Kirk, have argued in a new court filing that authorities have been unable to link the bullet that took the life of Charlie Kirk to the, well, weapon that is allegedly tied to their client. Now, the claim is found in a motion to delay an upcoming preliminary hearing scheduled for May, during which a judge will decide whether the case will proceed and probably give us a timeline. Now, that being said, again, ballistics information is no longer as legally as legally concrete as it was years ago. It has been challenged in many localities, and there are limitations. The fact that the human brain is programmed to find patterns, it's part of, critical thinking. The link between, being able to extrapolate, from patterns of information, cause and effect, and, be able to predict and, int interact and, manipulate our environment is part of what makes us uniquely sentient, but it also makes us uniquely susceptible to finding patterns or our brain finding patterns that are not there. That's why it's so subjective, and unless you have a cyborg, it's not replicable. People are going to see different things. The human mind, I've seen many of the things where they have the expert come up and they show the pictures, and I'm like, "Do what now?" That being said, it is from the office of Kathy Nestor. Now, Robinson's defense team claims that the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms summary report indicated that the agency was unable to identify the bullet at autopsy to the rifle with Mr. Robinson. And that's not unusual. Again, you have to remember that the bullet would have been deformed by the impact. So the fact that this fragment doesn't match any striations, even in the limited validity that ballistics has. The fact that the bullet that impacted doesn't match because it's deformed is not the win that Miss Nestor thinks it is. Now, I am waiting for the trial. I wanna see justice done because I, like the rest of us, saw that video, and there are certain things you remember where you were when you saw them. I remember where I was, senior year of high school during 9/11, and I remember where I was when I saw that footage. There are many such moments, but the fact that they're making a big deal about this is so incredibly dumb, and the fact that people are losing their minds instead of critically thinking about this is just ridiculous. So, we know about this. It's And I do get it. Look, if you're not used to trials, this does seem like, something that could be devastating. I do wish that, topical news, creators would reach out to LawTube. I'm not saying reach out to me, like, I'm not a real lawyer, but reach out to lawyers if they're confused or worried instead of making, videos that are kind of if you don't know something, there's no shame in asking someone who does. If you're worried and genuinely like, is he gonna try to get off? That then, reach out to someone that knows. There's no shame in asking someone. And look, I'm not a lawyer, but you can reach out to Nick Starro, you can reach out to Ian Brunkel. I mean, these are incredibly intelligent lawyers with ballistics backgrounds that can explain things to you. I'm a mouthy redhead and I love the exposure, but if you're worried about things and you want to break into these more trial-based, news stories, you do need to understand what you're saying because a lot of people are losing their mind, and it's going to lead to a bigger disconnect between, what people who understand trials and what the mainstream media, or at least, what people who are outside of kind of the law nerd realm are doing. So this is kind of a nothing burger. I am not shocked that the bullet that was taken out of a body does not match ballistically. I doubt that you would even get a ballistics match had they had a spare bullet. Um, I did wanna touch on this just because, um, if you're worried about this, remember it's the brain trust of Nestor and Lewis. They are now arguing that a deformed bullet doesn't match. Again, Mr. Robinson, think of a plea deal. These women are not working with a functional train of logic. Well, set your clocks yet again. A Colorado teacher who is of the year finalist has been sentenced to prison after repeatedly contacting a student she, well, was abusing. With a face like that, I don't think you're going to get any offers in prison, ma'am, unless they have bags or the lights go dark. A 2024 finalist for the Colorado Teacher of the Year is now facing more than a decade behind bars after she couldn't stay away from a 16-year-old student that she'd been abusing, not having a relationship with. Yahoo News, abusing. Oxygen Network. Oxygen, run by Oprah, avowed ladyist. You think you could have called out abuse? As a woman who wants to tout her survivorness, from abuse of her own childhood, you think you would make sure that any company that, has your name wouldn't label a female violating a 16-year-old male as a relationship. Because I sure as hell know that if it was a male teacher and a female student, you'd be spinning around like a top if they labeled it a relationship. Now Tara Johnson Schwartz, the Schwartz is not with her. She doesn't have this spot, the Schwartz. 45 was sentenced to 14 years in prison after pleading guilty to exploitation of a child and one count of felony cybercrime in connection to the illicit relationship, which also cost her job, according to a March 19th statement with the 23rd Judicial District. Now, according to prosecutors, the relationship began after the STEM Highlands Ranch teacher began texting and sending music to the student. By January of 2025, prosecutors say Johnson Swartz, who had been named one of 7 finalists of Colorado's Teacher of the Year 5 months earlier, convinced the 16-year-old to meet up with her outside the school, buying him cigarettes and assaulting him. The relationship was discovered that same month by therapists and reported to the Douglas County Human Services, according to an affidavit. Now, she was suspended from school and later banned from the campus, yet the student was spotted on security cameras at the school getting into a vehicle that looked like, well, her vehicle. Using that evidence and an alleged confession from the student admitting to meeting up with his former teacher and driving to a nearby neighborhood, she was indicted by a grand jury on charges of felony kidnapping after taking the student off school property, as well as assault of a child in a position of trust, unlawful electronic communication, SA, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now, the victim also allegedly confirmed that the pair had made out, according to the affidavit, telling investigators she'd also let him smoke her vape. What in the name of no? Just no. I have some questions about this next one. Leader of a cult-like Amish community arrested for alleged SA and forced labor. Now, I am glad that if these allegations are true, then I hope that all of the victims, survivors of these allegations are getting the support and help they need in a way that's sensitive to, their culture and things like that. But they definitely need help and support, and I hope that they will allow themselves to receive it. The leader of a cult like Amish community in Missouri has been arrested on suspicion of SA and forced labor at a rural retreat. Now, Cooper County Sheriff Chris Class said that Sam Shelter was arrested on March 25th after a search warrant was issued for the Mercy and Truth Amish and Mennonite retreat, according to local news. Now, prosecutors filed 2 charges of trafficking for forced labor and 1 count of sodomy against Shelter 42 on Wednesday, which were made available on the 27th. Now, Shelter appeared in court on Tuesday, the 31st at around 10:30 for counsel status hearing. The arrest comes after at least 3 witnesses spoke to authorities in early 2026 about their experience at the retreat put on by Shelter, which was described as being run under abusive and controlling conditions. Now, the retreat was purportedly marketed to people from the Amish and Mennonite community who were disabled or in need of counseling or therapy. Now, the sheriff's office had received numerous tips between 2022 and 2026 regarding cult like behavior at the retreat in rural Cooper County, according to court documents. Now, witnesses say they were are expected to work on the property without pay, while one of the witnesses claimed that children would be leased out for work in town, with all of the pay going directly to, well, Shelter. Additionally, witnesses said some people at the retreat were forced to sleep in the cold or had pepper put in their eyes as a form of, of punishment. Now, one witness claimed that, uh, you know, this dude rubbed oil on them in order to heal them of abuse. That's not how any of this works. After which he inappropriately touched them. I- Ew. Now, the same witness also claimed that he gave them pills one night before they woke up to someone holding their arms and legs down. However, the witness didn't know who had restrained them. Now, court documents also state that he has been accused of making at least 3 women believed they were possibly possessed by demons, that they could only be healed by his massages. Exorcism by weird, gross guy touching you. No, thank you. Sam would mentally manipulate and mentally torture juvenile females and young women into believing that they were demon possessed or that evil spirits were present in order to control them in exchange for self gratification, a Cooper County deputy wrote in a probable cause statement. Now, after the allegations came to light, authorities launched a multi year investigation into the matter before they conducted the search warrants on the retreat property. Now, the retreat was under control of one individual who took advantage of his position in the Amish community to control, coerce, and force vulnerable people for his own profit in different forms, the sheriff said in a news release. Now, his bond has been set at $100,000 in cash, and it's not clear if he's entered a plea or if he's even retained legal representation. Now, the police have also not responded to any further requests for information. Obviously, if this is a multi year investigation, we're not going to hear anything until this goes to trial or until a plea deal is reached. Well, I mean, I know you guys have probably been wondering your entire life, but apparently we can make babies in space. Elon Musk, don't get too excited. Or at least find a not crazy socialist to have a baby with in space. Let's see. Human sperm can get lost in space. Well, I can get lost on the Earth, so it doesn't seem, I mean, this is not news to me. You would think that sperm would be more directional being semi-male. I mean, I don't know. And thank you, Unbalanced. Scientists put sperm. Okay, did they take their own personal sample or did they bring some from home?
all sorts of crazy shit. Just thirsty.
So they put them to the test to see whether, in theory, a child could be conceived in space using a tiny plastic obstacle course. Wait a minute, do they have pictures? Also, what is said obstacle course? Like, I'm imagining little hurdles. Like, I'm imagining a steeple race, which is, or one of those dog agility courses, like, at Westminster. I still don't understand the obstacle course. Now, the findings that have been published in the Communications Biology Journal showed that the navigational ability of, well, the swimmers were negatively impacted by the lack of gravity. And thank you, Tammy Tam Tam, for gifting a membership. And that went to RJNLC. Welcome to the Church of Mo. And now I'm just going to be imagining the dog agility course. I am not going to lie. The dog agility. I'm a terrible. I don't know unbalanced equation. I don't know who thought of this. So, it might require a bit of direction if we're going to make space babies. While previous studies have looked at sperm's ability to move in space, this research is the first of its kind to evaluate whether, the swimmers can navigate in space as you do. This is the first time we've been able to show that gravity is an important factor in swimmers' abilities to navigate. I didn't realize this was something we needed to study. Now, samples were taken from 3 different kind of mammals, including humans, and they were put through an obstacle course that simulated zero gravity conditions called clinostat. So the cells become disoriented. Now, the swimmers that traveled through the maze, which was designed to resemble, well, lady, places, we observed a significant reduction in the number of swimmers that were able to successfully find their way through the maze. This was experienced through all species, apparently. Yeah, so there you go. It looks like we are still a bit away from the good old space babies. Just Oh my god, can you imagine if they remake Maze Runner with this concept? Well, on that note, we've gotten to Mo has found the weirdest things on the internet. Case in point. Y'all, I don't know, the algorithm gods shined upon us this morning when I found these 2 clips, because I don't know the amount of peyote and, I am guessing, acid went into this idea, but I'm here for it. Wiki Waichi Spring presents Honest
I'd
Mix
like
a
to
little.
take a moment to address the audience. We really must discuss a couple things. First, I'll introduce myself as if you haven't guessed. I'm the frog of Wikiwachi Springs. One day
I have a feeling that this would be hilarious on a gummy or terrifying. I'm going more terrifying. H&R Puffin stuff really isn't something you should shoot for.
the most famous of all the mermaids came to the spring. Her name was Felicity, the Little Mermaid.
Her name was Felicity because if we say anything that starts with an A, Disney will beat the crap out of us. And
to be the littlest mermaid who swims in the sea.
But anyway, Felicity wasn't the only one who liked to visit the spring. You see, up on the land above was a powerful tribe of Indians. The chief's daughter knew that the
Wait a minute, wait a minute. We're having a Little Mermaid Pocahontas crossover. A whole new, or was it just I No, I don't even think Joe Rogan has reached the level to make this make sense.
spring was magic and loved to journey under the surface into the crystal clear waters below. She was the Indian princess, Pocahontas.
What are you? I am a mermaid.
Why do they have her thing to look like a peace pipe? Wait a minute, we're going back. This is all the not PC.
Pocahontas.
What are you? I am a mermaid. My name is Felicity. Who are you?
My name Pocahontas, Indian princess.
Do you?
I love that we're like, look, okay, the mermaid can wear a bustier, but look, Pocahontas, we can't have you showing tummy. You're gonna need to wear the green swimsuit under your sexy Pocahontas outfit. Oh my god. Also, could you find anyone with black hair? Like, why is Pocahontas semi-redhead too?
You think I could learn to be an Indian like you?
Pocahontas teach mermaid to be Indian?
What in we're gonna get canceled for this.
Never hear of such thing.
Oh, please, please.
Oh. If you wanna be an Indian maid, there are tribal laws to be.
I mean, the only less culturally sensitive thing would be Megyn Kelly dressed up as Diana Ross and or Cher singing Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. I mean, what in the name of, someone sold this idea. Someone actually was like, you know what, this is gonna be great. It's gonna get the kids in. We're gonna teach people about Native American. It's gonna be great.
So listen close and you'll make the grade if you really want to be an Indian maid.
I am not even allowed to pick this costume up, although now I really want a mermaid costume. No reason.
Pocahontas and the Little Mermaid were friends forever, and they all lived happy ever after.
We're happy to be friends forever. Here
I feel like there's an after party where Pocahontas and the Little Mermaid get stuck in a wash machine with this ending.
in this magical spring.
I have now one. I don't remember Snow Monsters, but what in the after school special? Remember the after school special movie where you learned a very important lesson after school about kindness or caffeine addiction, which I didn't realize was code for like methamphetamine, or like DV.
To ski for the first time. Me too. What happens when you fall down?
Hey, kids.
What was that? What's that? Oh my god.
What in the furry acceptance?
Wow.
It's me. My name is Snowball. I just thought.
No, children, when you see a furry in daylight, you say no. In fact, if you're on the ski hills and someone in a furry costume comes up to you, you call for an adult. This is what in the hallucination highway?
That you might want to come out and play with me until your parents get back.
What are you?
No, children, run! Run, children, run! Run, children! Danger! Danger, Will Robinson! Look, bowl cut, Brittany, run, flee, run, Forrest.
You! Yeah, my mom and dad never told me about.
Well, of course they didn't. I'm one of the snow.
No one talks about Uncle Jerry. We don't talk about Jerry. No, no, no. He is a furry. No, no, no. It was his wedding day. He was a snow leopard. It was kind of gay. Yes, children, you are reacting quite well to someone in a fursona coming up to you on a ski hill. See, and we think these movies can't teach us things anymore. This might be the most relevant movie we can watch, given current timeline, which is horrifying.
Snow monsters, and adults can't see us. Only kids can.
Snow monsters?
Yeah, snow monsters. But don't worry, we're really friendly, and we're here to make sure that kids have fun while they're skiing and snowboarding.
You mean there are other snow monsters besides you?
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute, there's other furries? I feel like we need the Linda Hamilton gearing up or the Sigourney Weaver in Aliens, like, in her underpants, just getting ready to throw down, because I have a feeling that this furry has friends. I feel like we need the Law and Crime SVU like theme.
I have lots of friends that live out here in the snow with me. We just love it when boys.
Yes, because society has said, get the fuck out. I am getting Greenland for us, okay? Yes, all of your friends have to live in the middle of Wyoming with no other people.
And girls like you.
Because you can't be near schools. It's not my fault, Cletus.
Come out to play with us. Sometimes we even play tricks on them.
When you see that snow all over the ground, you know it's magic, like you've never found. To float through the trees or fly in the sky.
We were trying to keep children off of drugs, not make drugs the only thing to tolerate our reality. He did in fact have an adult diaper on. Like, the weirdness of this, just, I can't. The fact that there's not Dog the Bounty Hunter popping out or Chris Hansen, I don't understand. Like, go alone in the woods with these creepy people who dress up as mascots.
But you better beware of a crazy pink guy when you're kicking on your favorite jump and your skis blow out. No go. Don't hit him or kick him or throw him around. Be cool. Slow down. Cause when your skis don't work, take a look all around. There's a bunch of pink critters who just love to clown. If your friend is powdered sugar and he needs some repair, just be a good friend and help him in there. The powder pigs push snow up your nose. It's a treatment they give from your...
The powder pig, JKD Buck, I can only tell you that this is the most honest PSA against furries and their interaction with children that I've ever seen. Although I think it's supposed to be in reality a ski safety video, but I mean, I kind of want to name a punk band Powdered Pigs. No, we couldn't. No, apparently we couldn't.
Head to your toes. It's a price we all give for the fluffy stuff. These porkers will make you pay for the fluff.
I sure hope you'll never forget this day.
Snowball, I'll think of you every...
No, they're going to be paying therapists for years and years to unblock this memory. They're going to have dolls and like disassociated personalities. They're going to see Tony the Tiger and break down in the Kellogg aisle.
Every time I fall down.
I'll think of you every time I fall down. That's not comforting. Well, on that note, don't let your children on YouTube. If the algorithm send these to me, can you imagine what they send your children? You guys, I don't know. I am going to take a quick break, check, y found footage fest, and basically, I just put in weird stuff on YouTube. Um, I don't even know what to make of, this timeline. So I will say, as I always do, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, but have a sassy mouth and carry a can of bitch fire because you might run into Christy Nose's husband with lopsided boobs. I can't. Y'all, I don't know. I will be back at 10. We will be continuing day 1 of the, well, demonic doctor in paradise question mark. Uh just absolutely nutty. Yeah, and I find these stories sober, if you can believe it or not. It's a gift or a detriment, I don't know. Bye, you guys.